Vartkes Gaspari, a non-partisan political activist known as the guy who's been lying on the ground as a way of protest, is charged with insulting police officers, disturbing a court hearing, and speaking disrespectfully to the judge. Pending trial, Gaspari was arrested from his home with no prior warning on February 19 and has remained under custody ever since, enduring a series of human rights violations, which raised a wave of protests in the country on different levels. Today, prior to the first court hearing on charges brought up against him, the Court of Appeals revoked the February 19 decision of the Court of First Instance to detain the activist and keep him under custody awaiting trial. Vartkes Gaspari is free to return home with the precondition to stay in the country. From the 19th until the 24th, Gaspari was harassed and humiliated by his cellmates at the Nubarashen Correctional Facility. He was beaten and regularly splashed with cold water. In protest, Gaspari had gone on a hunger strike, refusing even water, demanding that he be transferred to an isolation cell. In breach of protocol, prison's authorities did not register him as an inmate on hunger strike until the 23rd and did not put him under medical supervision as the law provisions. His visitation rights were curbed and he was able to eventually inform his lawyer about the situation through a handwritten note only 4 days later. On February 24th, he was transferred to the Neuropsychiatric Unit for psychological evaluation, again without the prior knowledge of his lawyers. While his lawyers were fighting this unfounded decision, a group of parliament members also started a petition especially opposing the imposed psychiatric evaluation, deeming it unlawful. The petition collected more than 30 signatures. Parliamentarian Alexander Arzumanyan says that it is an unprecedented practice and more reminiscent of Soviet times, especially when the maximum sentence for his offense is no longer than 2 months, and given the mitigating circumstances of him being the primary carer of a child with disability, the sole provider of his family, and in poor health himself, there is no other conclusion to be made other than that Vartkes Gaspari is a political prisoner. On February 25, Armenia's newly elected ombudsman Armen Tatoyan applied to the Prosecutor General's office and the Justice Minister regarding Vartkes Gaspari's human rights after visiting him at prison. Also in his support, 2 days in a row, groups of young activists staged a lie-in in front of the presidential palace in Yerevan, all of whom were detained and later released. The court has also removed 2 out of the 3 lawyers working in Gaspari's defense. Yesterday, his wife applied to the European Court of Human Rights.